In this video, we're reviewing the log health check flow tool. So in order to do the log health check, what you'll need to do is create a new flow, and then you'll need to add the log health check tool. This is a standalone tool, and once we add the tool, we'll be asked to select our example data set, and then we'll need to choose what checks we want to do, and we can either do all the checks except for the ones listed, or a list of selected checks. In this case, we're going to run all of the checks. If we want to have our list of LAS files compared against our well headers data, we'll also need to select our relevant well header database. And then there is some information we'll need to fill in optionally on what to check for the APIs, such as are they 14 digits, what are the standard depth steps that we'd like to use, what are the acceptable null values, and what's some of our tolerance for repeated samples. So if you want to be strict about this, you can put in 0 tolerance, maybe suggest 10 repeated samples in order to have this be given in the list. And then you'll click the play button located in the top center part of the bar. This will then go through the typical jobs process of initializing, running, and then finished. Generally, this flow will run fairly quickly, even on large data sets. And the output of this is simply to the jobs log. So if we click here on the sheet of paper icon, it'll give us an overview of the parameters we put in, and then it'll list any problems that are available. So here in this data set, it's at the bottom where it provides a summary. It tells us that we have 103 input files, that 35 of those files are not available in our well header file, and therefore won't show up if we bring this into a petrophysical project. So maybe we'd like to come in and reevaluate our well headers. It'll also tell us where we have problems, where the, in this case, where the stop parameter in the well header does not match what's observed in the depth file. And it'll tell us that in many of these we have either data gaps, repeated tops, or repeated tells. So then we could go in and fix these last two using our null repeated log samples curve. So that is it for the log health check tool. It's once again, it's a fairly simple standalone tool that checks for a number of common structural problems in your LAS files.